Namaskar, Jai Shri Krishna. Enlightening text 9 and text 10 of chapter 5, the cause of all causes of second canto, the cosmic manifestation of Srimad Bhagavatam. Text 9, Brahmo Vacha, Samyaka Karunika Siedam Vatsate Vichikitsitam Yadaham Choditah Saumya Bhagvat Virya Darshane. Lord Brahma said, my dear boy Narad, being merciful to all including me, you have asked all these questions because I have been inspired to see into the prowess of the Almighty Personality of Godhead. Brahmaji, being so questioned by Naradji, congratulated him, for it is usual for the devotees to become very enthusiastic whenever they are questioned concerning the Almighty Personality of Godhead. That is the sign of a pure devotee of the Lord. Such discourses on the transcendental activities of the Lord purify the atmosphere in which such discussions are held, and the devotees thus become enlivened while answering such questions. It is purifying both for the questioners and for one who answers the questions. The pure devotees are not only satisfied by knowing everything about the Lord, but are also eager to broadcast the information to others, for they want to see that the glories of the Lord are known to everyone. Thus the devotee feels satisfied when such an opportunity is offered to him. This is the basic principle of missionary activities. Text 10. Nandrutam tava tacha chapi yatha mam prabravishi hoha avidnyaya param mata etavata tvam yato hi me. Whatever you have spoken about me is not false, because unless and until one is aware of the personality of Godhead, who is the ultimate truth beyond me, one is sure to be illusioned by observing my powerful activities. The frog in the well logic illustrates that a frog residing in the atmosphere and boundary of a well cannot imagine the length and breadth of the gigantic ocean. Such a frog, when informed of the gigantic length and breadth of the ocean, first of all does not believe that there is such an ocean, and if someone assures him that factually there is such a thing, the frog then begins to measure it by imagination by means of pumping its belly as far as possible, with the result that the tiny abdomen of the frog bursts and the poor frog dies without any experience of the actual ocean. Similarly, the material scientists also want to challenge the inconceivable potency of the Lord by measuring him with their frog-like brains and their scientific achievements, but at the end they simply die unsuccessfully like the frog. Sometimes a materially powerful man is accepted as God or an incarnation of God without any knowledge of the factual God. Such a material assessment may be extended gradually, and the attempt may reach to the highest limit of Brahmaji, who is the topmost living being within the universe and has a duration of life unimaginable by the material scientist. As we get information from the most authentic book of knowledge, the Bhagavad Gita 8.17, Brahmaji's one day and night is calculated to be some hundreds of thousands of years on our planet. This long duration of life may not be believed by the frog in the well, but persons who have a realization of the truths mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita accept the existence of a great personality who creates the variegatedness of the complete universe. It is understood from the Vedic scriptures that the Brahmaji of this universe is younger than all the other Brahmas in charge of the many universes beyond this, but none of them can be equal to the personality of Godhead. Naradji is one of the liberated souls, and after his liberation, he was known as Narad. Otherwise, before his liberation, he was simply a son of a maid servant. The questions may be asked why Naradji was not aware of the Supreme Lord and why he misconceived Brahmaji to be the Supreme Lord, although factually he was not. A liberated soul is never bewildered by such a mistaken idea. So why did Naradji ask all those questions just like an ordinary man with a poor fund of knowledge? There was such bewilderment in Arjun also, although he is eternally the associate of the Lord. Such bewilderment in Arjun or in Narad takes place by the will of the Lord, so that other non-liberated persons may realize the real truth and knowledge of the Lord. The doubts arising in the mind of Narad about Brahmaji's becoming all-powerful is a lesson for the frogs in the well, that they may not be bewildered in misconceiving the identity of the personality of Godhead, even by comparison to a personality like Brahma. So what to speak of ordinary men who falsely pose themselves as God or an incarnation of God. The Supreme Lord is always the Supreme, and as we have tried to establish many times, in these purports, no living being, even up to the standard of Brahma, can claim to be one with the Lord. One should not be misled when people worship a great man as God after his death as a matter of hero worship. There were many kings like Lord Ramachandra, the king of Ayodhya, but none of them are mentioned as God in the revealed scriptures. To be a good king is not necessarily the qualification for being Lord Ram, but to be a great personality like Krishna is the qualification for being the personality of Godhead. If we scrutinize the characters which took part in the battle of Kurukshetra, we may find that Maharaj Yudhishthir was no less a pious king than Lord Ramachandra, and by character, study Maharaj Yudhishthir was a better moralist than Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna asked Maharaj Yudhishthir to lie, but Maharaj Yudhishthir protested. But that does not mean that Maharaj Yudhishthir could be equal to Lord Ramachandra or Lord Krishna. The great authorities have estimated Maharaj Yudhishthir to be a pious man, but they have accepted Lord Ram or Krishna as the personality of Godhead. The Lord is therefore a different identity in all circumstances, and no idea of anthropomorphism can be applied to him. The Lord is always the Lord, and a common living being can never be equal to him. Hare Krishna.